Hola controles, bienvenidos a su podcast El After. El día de hoy tenemos un invitado muy especial, Bonen, MAJOR7 X-NOIZE. Este capítulo es en inglés, entonces para que los necesiten verlo con subtítulos pueden verlo en Facebook o en YouTube. Y pues bueno, so let's start, Bonen. Thank you for your time here in Mexico City.
Thanks for having me.
How do you feel?
Good, man. Good. It's good to be back.
That's great. You have like a big tour in Mexico.
It's like, usually before 2019 and before the corona, I came like maybe 2-3 times in a year, and every time I did like maybe one weekend, but with 2-3 parties. But now I didn't come for the corona time was really bad and everything, so it just came up to be like 5 gigs, it was like boom. People wanted to see again, so I'm glad that it happened, like 2 weekends we did it, and me and Rafa from Contacto agency, and it was really good, man.
That's very nice that you're coming back and that all the psytrance scene is going back from the COVID.
Yeah, but it's kind of like, if you want to talk about it, it's kind of like, it's come different after the COVID.
Yeah. We can talk later. First of all, I want to start how you started music. Where are you from? Where your first approach to music?
Wow. Okay.
So people know your story because you have a lot of fans all over the world. You have global tracks that have millions of plays, and I want people know Bonen, where he's from, was his first approach, his first collaborations, and you're from Israel, like the most important country in psytrance music. You have
well, it's a different time. It started in different times. Today you cannot even compare for today. You know what I mean? Because when I started, there was not so many artists. Today, everybody can open a Cubase, Ableton, Logic, and do music, and open a page in Instagram, and be an artist. Also, the amount of information in the internet is unlimited. But back in the days, there was like CDs. There was no even Facebook. There was no Facebook. There was MSN Messenger. There was ICQ. There was like, I forgot even the name.
Skype.
Yeah, there was
Mirk.
Oh, cool. No, forgot the name of it. I don't remember. But it was like, there was a social media also for Brazil, just for Brazil, and it was all the Brazilian were there. So there wasn't so much. You couldn't take a video. There wasn't the iPhone, so you couldn't take a video. So you cannot even show the party and where you're gonna post it. You know what I mean? It's kind of like everybody have Nokia 95.
Yeah.
So I started in that time. I started to. Let's go a little bit back. I traveled like every Israeli after the army in India. I loved India. I loved Goa. And I started to collect music on mini discs, and then I had a chance to play in one party over there. One of the guy who threw the party was a promoter in Israel. He just came for a vacation and he threw a party in Manali, So I played over there, and that was my first experience about dropping music to people. And I came back to Israel, and I started to practice myself as a DJ, and I started to play as a DJ in parties. And then when I came to be a student in university, I learned engineering, and in the faculty of engineering, they were promoting the parties, I got in touch with that promoter. The same guy who saw me in Manali and gave me a chance over there. So I started to be playing over there in the party. I opened and closed the parties. I was a resident, and I become really good in this. And the parties were big, like 2,000, 3,000 people, sometimes even more. And the time was like 2000, it was 99, 2000, 2001. That was the time. And I was a student in university, and my mom bought me a computer to do a good job as an engineer, like the final project and stuff. I transformed that computer to be a studio computer. I bought a strong one and I started to do music. And I finished the degree after 4 years, but I wanted to try to be an artist. Over there in that parties, I met Barak, my partner, until today. He was playing after me. Like, this promoter gave him a chance also to play. He was with another guy. And we hook up, we did music together. And it was a blast. It was better than the music I did alone. So I said, like, let's continue, do another one. I was sending every track to Eyal, Omega. Was what the main character, the most strongest character of the Psytrance in that time in Israel. Because he was holding the most strongest acts. Asterix, Sub 6, Xerx Illumination, Psycraft, all of these guys, old school guys, that is still Pixel, everybody's still working today, domestic. And he liked the track, and he wanted to do me more tracks like that. So I started my road with Barak. I was with one partner, he was with another partner, but in the end we finished to be just two of us together, and we came with X-NOIZE. And we blew up in 2005. We started to work in 2003 together. We blew up in 2005. We went to Brazil for the first tour. It was Cabala. Today, Cabala, everybody knows what's Cabala in Brazil. It's like one of the biggest parties. So we were in edition number 2 of Cabala. That was our first tour. And it was a huge success. I was 6,500 people. And it just like, and then Du Serena from Brazil, which is, today is the control agency. He took us for the Carambola, which was the biggest agency. And of course, it was with all the Omega artists, and started to play in Tribe. And Tribe was a huge 20,000 people party in Brazil. So we had all this buzz in the start of X-NOIZE, and we worked with X-NOIZE, and it was killer until 2010. But in 2010, there was a switch in the music and progressive starts. We didn't want to stay behind, and we wanted to open a new project. So we opened a new project called MAJOR7, and that's it. And this is where, around, I think it was 2010, we decided about it, but actually we released only in 2011 or something, or 2012. Yeah, it took us some time to see what we're doing, but in the end, we started with Iboga and a Yono, 2 EPs on the same day. Different time today. I wouldn't do an EP on the same day, but 2 EPs on the same day in the market. Boom! One is Iboga, one is Yono, and it started to blow up also for MAJOR7 in a way. So after like 10, 12 tracks, there was a big turn with the track named Drugs that we did with The Addiction. That was the big turn, and everything was like, whoa. From there, something really started to get better with MAJOR7, the sound and the complete package of the style and everything. And since then, it was just bombs. And in 2012, I also, in October, I went to Brazil, and I started. So Barak was in Israel and I was in Brazil, and we're controlling the world gigs like that. If I need Mexico, I go from Brazil. If Argentina, I'm going for Brazil. If it's from Europe, then Barak going. So we managed to do a lot of gigs. The scene was booming from 2000. I think 2013, 14, 15, 16, 17 was the best time of the Psytrance ever, I think. In my career, I think that was the best time. And today we're in 2023. Yeah.
Oh, you have a big story, a lot of success on both projects. And
I mean, like, it's when I thank you, but I think there's no limit, for how much you can do. You can start tomorrow something new and go for it. You know what I mean? It's sometimes it helps. There is some kind of like something that you put here on the side. Yeah. If I wasn't X-NOIZE and I wasn't big as X-NOIZE, maybe MAJOR7 was not as big. You know what I mean? Who knows? Because I started with my connection as X-NOIZE. People notice me. You know what I mean? You have to remember this. And when people know you for something, they give you a chance for a new thing as well. Sometimes it doesn't work so easy for artists. You know, I have a lot of artists in my label, X-7 Records. Definitely today, it's so hard. It's such a big struggle for all of them. You know, they're struggling to put the music, the attention. Where's the attention? You know what I mean? That's the main problem today. You can have killer music, but nobody give a fuck about who you are. You know what I mean? Like, because nobody knows you, you know? You have to pass a road, and with lots of releases, and people need to know you in order to get to the situation that you over there, people listening to you. Also, the support of other artists, big artists, is helping a lot, of course. So those things, back in the days, were needed less. You put the good music on a CD, there was no USBs, you put the good music on the CDs and people will listen to it. Simple as that. It was all about the music. It was not how you look. It's not how you know what I mean? It was all about the music. There was no interference. It was just music. That's the difference. That's the main difference from today.
Yeah. I understand completely. Right now, the music producers, they need to know how to make the music, how to make the image, make stories, make reels, make shorts.
I wish it was easy, but it's not easy today. That's for sure.
Yeah, it's very complex. But basically, what the intention of this project and having you here is people know all the road. Because if people see you right now in social media, they see a lot of success. But you started going to small parties.
No, I started as a DJ from 98 until 2001. 2003. I was a DJ, and I was actually a really good DJ. Otherwise, I wouldn't continue to start to produce. All the guys that were playing in the parties, he was inviting artists. The promoter was inviting artists, and I was like meeting with them, taking music from them, having a lot of unreleased tracks. All the big names, like if it was Euphoria, Avel Granati, Cosma, they're all good friends of mine, and everybody give to Bonen tracks because he's playing in that big parties. So they want to let him play the music, and I had some kind of a power with me. And then I decided I'm gonna do music by myself. I want to be an artist, you know. I was really sharp after the university, 4 years of engineering. It took me a year to find my sound and to know what I'm doing, you know what I mean? A year and a half, X-NOIZE was already rocking, you know, which is crazy how much time it takes today for a young, smart guy that even very intelligent with computer and everything. No way, 1.5 years. No way. Think about it. No way. And it's not because I'm smarter or something like that. Because it's not a possibility to just bring music in 1.5 years to the market and then just become a boom. You have to pass a road, and you know what I mean? And there is social media, and there is lots of stuff involved.
Yeah, I completely understand. And the intention for these interviews and having a lot of artists is because right now, new generations want everything so fast. Like they start making music in 3 months. I suck. I want to play at Experience. I want to play at Tomorrowland.
No, I mean, you know, the way of an artist is all about, well, I'm a mentor for a lot of people, you know, so it's all about small victories. It's all about small victories. You achieve a victory, and then you get disappointed sometimes because you think, from now on I'm going to be fucking killer, you know. No. It's another one and another one. It's step by step, very small steps. You conquer and conquer and conquer and going up. Conquer, I mean, like, you know, you occupy this.
Yeah.
You're going up and up and up and up. It's like slowly. Back in the days, you were going really fast with this, you know. Today, a lot of time. Investing a lot of time, that's for sure.
Yeah, there's a lot of competition. There's a lot of DJs.
Lots of competition. All the sound were made already. You know, all the styles made. You need to be a blend of something that everybody will like. in the underground and also in the commercial in a way, a little bit in the commercial, so that we can, if you want to succeed big time, you need to stand on a line that is not falling to too commercial, not falling to too underground. Maybe you can start with more underground and get your crowd with you. And then that's what happened with X-NOIZE. We came from the kind of like the woods, you know. We came from a psychedelic, more psychedelic, and I'm hearing today the stuff that we did in the start of X-NOIZE, and as well as MAJOR7, you know, start of MAJOR7. And then it becomes more and more commercial because you want to get to different places, you know, and you want to conquer another big party or another thing. So it push you in, you know, and then you slow down because maybe you get feedbacks that it's too much commercial, you know what I mean? And you're losing crowd. There's no way out, you know. You go into commercial, you're losing crowd of the underground. You're going, you know what I mean? It's a game. You have to be in control. You have to know the scene. You have to know what other people doing. You have to listen to all the market and all the what's in fashion. There's no way, you know, just to do your own thing and that's it. No way. People can say that, but it's no way. You know what I mean? People can say that I'm doing what the fuck I want. Well, that's a big gamble because it doesn't fit for some kind of time that we are now. So it's going to go lost. You know, it still need to fit for some kind. You know, I saw today, somebody tagged me, Liquid Soul, Static Movement tagged me on Liquid Soul playing Major Mode from 2012. It's a track from 2012. That was a huge hit of MAJOR7 in the start. So Liquid Soul, you know, is long time here, you know. And he just thought, I'm going to play it, you know, it's going to drop it, you know. He dropped it in that festival. I think it's Germany or something. And that's the thing, man. That was hitting in the right time, in the right place, in the right moment. The timing in music is so important, you know what I mean? And that was one of them, you know. So you have to be on the timing. You have to know where you are all the time as well. You cannot just like do what you like and expect everybody to like it. It's not working like that. I mean, it's nice that people say that, even big people, but it's not working. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I completely understand. Yeah, there's a lot of ego in the industry. Like you want to make your own style, your own music.
A lot of, how can I say? It's different if a person which is big is doing what he wants. He can get that same attention. You know what I mean? Whether it fits or not, no, for the style, if it's a quality music, he will get the attention. But if it's a person which is less known, no way. You know what I mean? That person that sits in the front, you could take one of the big name and he will do something extraordinary, different, not fit for that time, but take you different. He's still going to get people to listen to it because it's powerful, you know? And other people that are just starting, is going to be the mistake of their life because they need to first pass some kind of road and then bring that. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I imagine that when you started as a DJ, you started playing like all the blast, and then you start like putting some tracks. And when you start producing, you play like a DJ live set, and then you put a track from your so you can see how the.
It's mainly your track. You're playing your track, and then you see that the one that are like that working better, and the one that like that getting more response. Everybody asking you a question about it. It's working better on the dance floor. And then you say, I'm going to do something like that, but in a different way, because this is catching. And then you find your own way. It's very important to play during your doing music, because then you get the real feedback. And also it's in sound, of course, not just in the writing of the track, also in the production and everything. But I did this and it sounds better, you know. I should do this kind of bass also here, or, you know. And that leads you to someplace. But then you pass it. You're doing something too commercial or something like that, and everybody's like, whoa, it's too commercial, you know. So you take a step back and you control yourself. Okay, I think I did it too much. you know. You control yourself, and then you stay there because you don't want to lose people as well. You don't want to lose crowd, people that walking with you. But today, after so many rounds of crowd that pass on the music of X-NOIZE and MAJOR7, I'm in a different position for sure. Yeah, but we're talking about a lot of people that watch this are young producers, and so they need to know this. But today, for me, I can do whatever I want because I'm already there, okay? Thanks God, truthful. I'm already there, so people appreciate the name and knows the quality, and now I can experience anything I want. That's what I think about my music now. So I'm more free to do. But still, I'm trying to get to show the position of me in the market. What kind of style I'm doing. You have to be relevant. You cannot just do what you want and then no leading concept. You know what I mean? There still need to be a concept.
Sure. So people can follow you, your style, your leads, your bass lines, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have... I think that MAJOR7 and X-NOIZE have their style. It have been evolving across the years, but you have the same vibe, the same style. You make some experiments, but you have your line.
Yeah, people say that it's serious music in a way, it sounds serious, not too happy,
Yeah.
Not too happy sometimes, not too psychedelic sometimes.
Yeah, but a powerful style.
Yeah, but a very powerful style and energetic, and in a way also very serious in the way it's done. Like me, I'm a serious guy.
Yeah, you need to make sense with your personality.
Yeah.
You see a guy he's very happy, he was going to do a lot of melodic and...
But man, knowing what you are is such a big advantage because when you collab with somebody else, you want to take from him something, you know what I mean? So when I'm collabing with somebody, I'm taking that different character and doing the serious character with it on side, So that's one of the best things, that you can touch other stuff for a second, because if it was you, it's so serious, man. So now it's let's go a little bit wild, let's go a little bit psychedelic, let's go a little bit yeah, man.
Yeah, it's very fun when you have collabs with people.
Yeah.
Well, in my experience, I make collabs with Apocalypse, and Jonah, he's very happy and very and it was very fun when we go to the studio, and with you work with maybe Ty, he's more serious, very concentrated. So yeah, it's fun. It's really fun to, if you have the opportunity to be in the same studio and you drink some beers and you start making music, and you get an approach. Maybe you learn some shortcuts.
You always learn.
Yeah, always.
You learn from everybody. Everybody. That's the thing, man. You learn from everybody. Don't ever think that you never learn. You learn from everybody. Sure.
Sure. And I want people to learn about you and yourself, your career, your experience. I have a very important, since you make a lot of advice, what would you recommend to, let's start with a new producer. There's a lot of people, as you stated, there's a lot of information all around the web. What would you recommend to a producer to start as a DJ, so he can learn the scene and the tracks and put the original tracks where he plays, or what would you recommend?
In what way? That's the thing.
For example, it's a DJ, but let's talk a DJ that is already playing, and it's you and
not a producer, a DJ.
He started as a producer. He wants to start as a producer, okay, but he already knows the structure, the tracks, the BPMs. He knows how to use the players and everything. What do you recommend to start to make music? I know it's a complex question, but at least you
just need to go flow with something, Pick up a program, one of the three of the Ableton, Cubase, Logic. Each one of them have advantage, disadvantage, this. Pick one of them, doesn't matter what, and just start to work on it. Start to create. Use a lot of samples and stuff like that there is in the market. Try to shape your sound. In the start, he will put everything that sounds good for him. It sounds great. Not even thinking about too much about style. Just thinking about the execution. That's the problem. And then something happened. Good, not good. you don't know. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But after about 10, 12 tracks, usually this is the amount of time, 10 to 12 tracks, he will start to shape his own sound. And that's exactly what's going to be him. So in the meanwhile, he throw a lot of ideas and he waste them because he didn't do the right style in the track. You know, he did that one too much like that, and he did that one too much like that, and he missed it. People that like this style didn't left him after 3 minutes. They listen to the track 3 minutes, you know, it's not the style that they wanted, you know. And people that was in this style didn't hear the start because they didn't like the start, you know. So, but then he shaped the sound and then become something that he is, and this is where it starts. So it's all about putting yourself, first of all, being good in execution, and being like doing sound and doing music, and after that, becoming you. It's a road, man. There's no shortcuts. It's a road. It's like,
yeah, give me a second. Okay, we go back after a little pause. Yeah, and also where you're saying, okay, make it's a long path. Make like around 10 to 12 tracks so you can identify yourself, and not to feel bad, because a lot of producers or artists, when they started, if they don't get the response, but because they launch a track and they think there's going to be a blast. And I don't have the number right now, but I saw in Beatport that daily there are thousands and thousands and thousands of tracks.
Well, it's important not to release one of those 10 to 12 tracks in the start. It's important not to think that you're good and everybody's wrong. Okay? You need to really to know who is giving you the feedback, first of all. Who's giving you the feedback? If it's a person that is, let's say it's over there already, he knows he's an artist, and he tell you, man, it's like that, but then you need to listen well. You need to know, you need to feel what's the vibe when people listen to your music. You need to feel. You cannot judge the music by yourself. You're not in the position yet. You're not. Definitely not in the position yet to judge the music by yourself and say, this is a killer track. Everybody's wrong. I want people to listen to it. No, that's a mistake, man. That's a mistake. If somebody didn't listen to it and say, wow, like, wow, then it's not even an 8. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just, you know what I mean? It need to be like a wow in order to people, you know, and people that listen to music, not just like your mom.
Yeah.
Your mom say everything killer. You know what I mean? You need to know who's the guy who giving you the feedback. You know what I mean? So, yeah. It's important not to put the release before the time that you are ready and you have your own thing. You have your own way of doing things, your own character inside, your own style inside. It's important to have the style inside, because you're going to put something and that's your first impression. You're going to ruin all the first impression. Staying low, understanding where you are, and then when you're doing something which is really, you get like the great feedback from everybody that listen to it, and you see that people playing it, want to play it and stuff like that. And, okay, this is the one. I'm going to start with this one. And this is the one I should do. This is the style. What's here from this track is better than the other tracks that I did, that people like it so much. Investigate and try to do more like that.
Yeah.
It's just monetizing yourself, man. There's no way. It's not about ego. It's not about, I see a lot of people coming, but that's my music. You know, so what? That's my music. Yeah, it's your music. Okay, fine. Okay, continue to do music for 10 people. You want to hit the crowd. You want to hit the people. When music is good, it's passing. Lots of people can hear it and relate to it. You know, not just one or two people. You know, it's like, you know when the music is good. Everybody knows. That's why hits become in radio, man. because everybody know that's going to be a hit. You know what I mean? How come? So it comes in all the same levels, you know what I mean? In every level it comes. Also in Psytrance it comes. When somebody hear a killer track, boom, it's a killer track. You know what I mean? That's what it is. So it cannot be, but that's my music and I will go with it. Fail.
Yeah,
don't fail.
Yeah, I know, but I think that's good advice, because I've been talking to a lot of producers, and maybe they make a track, or they know how to start to make music, and they make like 10 tracks, and then I'm going to launch an EP. And I said, no, like, wait, you need to test the tracks with...
Well, they don't have a way to test because they don't play or something like that or stuff like that, but they need to have connections with DJs, with other artists or DJs. They cannot just stay by themselves. They need to be involved in something. They need to have a good friend that produce, you know. Usually, you see the newcomers, you know, I don't know, talk about Tekken, you know. He's now the hot name. He came from the neighborhood, you know what I mean? He was in the studio of this, he was in the studio of that, you know, Freedom Fighters before, you know, he was, with Gurevich, you know what I mean? He's in the scene. If you're not coming from a kind of a scene or something, then you don't have any kind of like feedback and back, you know. When he did a killer track, probably he played it to other guys which are really big. And they told him, wow, that's a good one. So he got, okay. So if you don't have this, then it's a problem. You know what I mean? You're doing 10, 12 tracks for yourself. You can still stay in the place. You need to give it to people to play, to see what they want. And if something catch, then you know where you are. There's no other way around, man. You have to have the mirror in front of you. You have to have the mirror to see where you are.
Yeah, I think that advice is important coming from you, and it's mainly I want people, producers, DJs, know that that's the way. Like, how many tracks you made and discarded because you really don't like it?
I always tell to the guys in X-NOIZE, with me there's no discarded. You know, there's no like. I put it in the drawer. Every time that you sit, you have some kind of experience with the computer. If it doesn't go well, or you say that it's not the time for, put it in the drawer. One day I will use it. It's good to have a good memory as well. So I remember I had something fit for that. And then you take something from it. You know? You don't waste time. You don't throw away. I don't believe in throwing away. I believe in recycling. Recycling, though, is because when you sit, you did something, you know? You did something. There was some kind of something that happened to you, and you did something. But then, in the end, you listen to it. I'm trying to remember something like that for me. Yeah, I did something like that, and it sounded too much trancey. Too much trancey. It didn't fit me. But I put it on the side. It was good. I put it on the side. I came back to it after 5 years. I took one lead from there and another sound from there, and it helped me to solve a new track. You know, there's no throwing for me. Time is time. Time of studio is time of studio. And it's important to be arranged and have a good memory, what you did, in what notes you did and everything, so you can go back to it, what scales and everything. Yeah, that's another thing. Yeah. But for sure, you have to be strong with yourself. Super. You have to be strong with yourself. No, it's not good. It's not good for now. No. It doesn't matter that you spend a month on it. Man, I spent now a year and a half on the track. Man. Can you believe it? A year and a half?
Yeah, so much time.
A year and a half. Okay, it's not every day to spend on this track, yeah, but I started the track a year and a half ago, and I'm releasing it in 2 weeks.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Crazy. A year and a half ago, I started it with I started it with Ranji.
Yeah, Ranji.
Yeah. We started it. There was a vocal of a man that we like. We buy the vocal, the rights of the track and everything. Cost Ranji a lot of money. He said, I'm going to buy it. It's going to be a killer one. let's do it together. I said, okay, fine. Bought the rights and everything. In the end, the vocal came in a very hard status, in a way, too compressed. Really hard to control it, and we didn't like the vibe of the vocals, so I suggested to Ranji, but the lyrics is excellent, the music is excellent, let's record a vocalist, a girl. So we record the girl, and we put the girl inside, and she did two voices. The start we did the high voice, and then now the low octave voice of her, and then, and the track, it was like that, and I stopped it. And I came back to it after 8 months of pause. 8 months of pausing of this track. Put it in the drawer. 8 months. Came back and said, I know what to do. Boom. Change the kick. Change the bass. Start all over. Re-edit the track. Reproduce it. 3 days, 2 days, 3 days. Send it to Angie. Oh, I like it now. Let's continue. I just want to do a few things. Boom. Stuck again for 4 months. Man, but then in the end, it just finished. It just finished in the end. And the result is like way, way better from all the time that was in the middle. And people came to my studio and listened to it and said, wow. And then, wow. And then, wow. But I wasn't happy. He wasn't happy. So it wasn't wow for us, you know. So, but it was wow for other people. But now it's like, wow for everyone. Okay, now you can play it and it's like everybody can connect. That's the difference. Before it was like some guy like it, some guy, you can feel that he's like,
yeah.
You feel like he don't want to tell you that it's like, it's good, but it's not wow. You know what I mean? I mean, it's good. You need to observe, you need to know, you know? You need to get the feedback. But we want it to be like, I know we can make it wow for everybody can relate. You know what I mean? It's not just like it's better to do a track that is so good than just do a okay track. Because when you do an okay track, you need about 10 tracks to be equal to one big killer track. And it's still the one big killer track is better than the 10 tracks.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
I completely understand. There are a lot of artists they launch music, and wow. So, but some guy like I hope that this track, every track with Ranji and you, is so killer.
Look at the Ranji. Every track he's releasing is like it's good, man.
Yeah.
It's amazing when you work with a guy like that. That the level of execution is like, there's no, yeah. Something bothers him, he stop it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Don't pass.
I feel the vibe from him, like he not launches music so often, but every track he launches with all the color, with Omiki, with White Noise, with you, it's like killer.
Yeah. It's all about this. If you have a collection of tracks that are really wow, one after the other, then you're doing it. I remember in MAJOR7, in 2012, I had a role after drugs. Remember we talked about that. Drugs was the turning point. After drugs, I knew what to do in every track. It's like something clicked in my mind. You know, was a big hit, and the success was like, I knew exactly what I'm going to do. And I started to do. And every track was like, and I felt one day that, wow, I have like 7 bombs on my computer, and each one of them is like, wow. I'm just waiting for the world to listen to them. You know, and it was like that. When it's like, bam, 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 bam. And when you are doing something like that, and every track is like a bomb, then you people cannot ignore you. You're getting so many people to watch you, you know? And this was the thing, you know? It's like, bah, 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 bah. And people watch you. If you're putting one good one, and then one, okay, and one, another, okay, and then one good, you know? In the middle, you lost a little bit of attention. Yeah. You need to really put the effort to do only the best of the best, you know? If you're not sure about something, put it on the side, start a new one, then make sure that it's the bomb, you know what I mean? So because the sequence of the tracks that you release is very important as well, you know? Where you going, You know what I mean? For a new artist, it's very important. Very important. This is something that, of course, you have to deal with time and effort and money. You know, you have to live, you have to, you know, this. But you still need to control yourself as an artist. That's what I think. To know exactly where you are, where you're going, and because every track is a road, is a stone in your road. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I completely. I'm with you. I understand, and this is like more a message for producers. So don't get desperate.
Yes.
You don't need to launch track like every I don't know, every 2 months, 3 months, because people feel a lot of pressure right now with the.
No, I mean, like, yes, there is a way. There is. You still need to release not a lot of. I mean, like, you still need to release a lot of tracks in a time. You know what I mean? Like, if you're gonna take your time to release between the tracks, like half a year between tracks, then you're losing it. Again, you're losing the attention. Yeah, I have an artist in X-NOIZE, and he was going inside of a mode of doing an album, and it didn't release for a year and a half because he was working on the album, and he lost a lot of attention. And I noticed this. You notice this in the booking that he have. You notice this in the social media. It's not interesting anymore. You know? So what's the best way to do it now? Release every month a track until you have the attention. So it was kind of like a mistake. You lost time. There's no way out, man. You need to have the attention on you all the time. So it's a sad story, I think, in a way. Because a person wants to go and work on his album, but don't release tracks in the middle. And losing the attention. So he wasn't there yet, you know what I mean? You release an album when all the super attention is on you. You know what I mean? You have so much attention on you, then you can release an album. Otherwise, you're throwing 8 to 10 tracks to the garbage. Simple as that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think it's important, that advice, because and we're living in the singles era.
Yeah.
Or singles and promotion in 1 month, and then the next one, and then the next one, and then
true, but also we're living in the album area again. Because now it's a time that the people are more, the style of the music and everything, the people are more like listening to concepts more, you know? I think it's a great time to release a good album as well. But yes, of course, you have to warm the market with singles. For sure. All the time be there. All the time people need to talk about you. You're not releasing, people don't talk about you. It's different from a big artist, yeah? Different point of view of if you're a big artist, you don't have nothing to say, which is super killer, don't say it. You know what I mean? Don't say it. Until you have the super killer track. That's different. That's a different approach, because you're a big artist. You have the time. People still booking you. You know what I mean? It's different. You still have other tracks that running and other tracks that still making, you know. But when you're a young artist and you're fighting for attention, if you lose the attention, it's very hard to bring it back.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. And yeah, I think it's a different era from when you started. So for now, let's talk a little bit about your creative process. Like, how do you make a track? How do you start a track with a vocal, with an idea? You start kicking bass. How do you go inside the studio?
Yeah. Okay. So today I don't start without any kind of like something in mind. You know, I don't go to a blank page and start something. It rarely happen. You know. I need to have some kind of idea in mind. What I'm gonna do. Otherwise, I'm getting lost. You know, I can flow to a lot of places and it's not getting good together. You know, So I need to have some kind of idea. I need to have the hook, in other words. Or if not the hook, then a very strong atmosphere that will bring the hook. You know what I mean? So, yeah. So yeah, I'm working currently on a track with Terra. Okay, he was in Brazil. He said like, hey, let's meet up. Terra, I met him in a party when I played MAJOR7, like in 2014, I think, or 15. He was a young DJ. He wasn't yet an artist, I think, back then. And he really liked us. I know that he really liked us. And he wanted to do a track with MAJOR7 for a long time, you know. So, and I think he's a very talented guy, man. He played me like three tracks open of him that he have open drafts, and I pick one because I think it was super special. And then I took it, and then I started to arrange it and everything. And there was a start, few minutes, but there wasn't a main idea. But the atmosphere was amazing, you know, like the style was amazing. It was just experiencing something, you know, and not something that he's doing usually. And I like it, and I connect to it. And then I come to a point that I fix 4.5 minutes of tracks that sounds really good, but now need to come the thing, you know, the big hook. And there is some options and everything, you know, we try some stuff and everything, and now we know what we're doing. Now we know what we're doing. So now when you know what you're doing, it's going to take just like a few more sitting and we're going to finish it, you know. But this is one example. Another example is to hear some kind of hook. To hear some kind of thing that you can build a track on top of it, you know, and then do it. Another thing is to start to do something in some kind of style that you know that in the end you're going to bring the hook from it. You endorse yourself. How do you say endorse yourself? To bring something new by putting something, you know, can pick up some kind of, it's the drums that you pick or the kick bass that you pick, or you know what I mean? And then you know it's going to come from you. But this way is the long way. You're going to get stuck for a while, you know? It's not easy. It's better when you bring a hook, always. Some kind of vocal, you hear something, or you hear some kind of a song, even in the radio, man. And you said like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this kind of thing. Or you hear a sequence of chords that you like. I'm going to do this sequence of chords like that. You know? Could be I don't know what, a Dua Lipa track. You know? And then you hear something like, what? Wow, nice chords. Wow. I should take these chords and do something with it. Inside, just you write the chords, you start to write a lead on them. And then boom, you have a huge lead. You know? And you just use the chords. Everybody uses the same chords. You know what I mean?
Yeah, progression,
of course, is something that you can use anyways. Like, it's not stealing. You know what I mean? There's a limited amount of chords progression that you can do, actually. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, the circles and the,
yeah. So you got an idea and you do it. You know what I mean? There's nothing that gonna be in Dua Lipa in your track. You know what I mean? Like, it's not gonna sound like Dua Lipa.
Yeah, I understand, but it's the chord progression.
Yeah,
you get an idea, you make the lead.
Yeah, you just hear something so nice, you know, and the way she's switching the rhythm, the chords, you know, she's like one bar, then like tack, and you know, it's like, what? Wow, nice. Wow.
Yeah, you already have an idea.
You have an idea. Let's put it for a second on the computer. You know, yeah. And in 1 hour, you have a new idea. Hey, let's go. You know, let's go. Let's do it. Yeah, it's you need to have this moment. You know what I mean? If you don't have this, how do you call it, epiphany? Yeah. If you don't have this epiphany, don't do it. Just don't do it. It's just like, this is gonna be a waste of time. The hard way, you know. In the Corona time, it was like, you have it, you don't have it. You have it, you don't have it. You know, it's like, but you have to sit on the computer because there's nothing to do. You know, so you know, so a lot of things went to the draw.
You make a lot of music on the...
Yeah, a lot of trying, a lot of stuff. Yeah, it's just different. It's also, music is about mood as well, isn't it?
Yeah, you need to be okay yourself. You need to feel good.
Yeah,
Because you're expressing your ideas. It's a voice of the soul. So you need to be like happy and feel good. Sometimes I think it happened to you that you went to studio and you don't have it. You're just starting. I'm just wasting my time.
So some artists from the label ask me that question. What happened if I don't have it? So I told them what I'm doing, or what I was used to do when I was a young artist. I was working anyway, but on technical stuff. So when you don't have it, work on technical stuff. See how your kick bass sound and try to fix your kick bass better, try to fix your production, try to compare yourself to other people, and then, wait, my track doesn't sound as fat as this track, my track doesn't sound outside as this track, and then you're learning about sound, you're producing better. You don't waste time, because this is also practice. This is also acquiring time, production. It's not just about like writing the great hook, and you don't have it, then work on the sound, and from this, it will bring you back to work on the. It will bring you back the motivation and everything, because you're doing good stuff. It's like, yes, it sounds better now. So now you're feeling better, and now you can go back and fix it.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, it's a cycle.
Yeah, I think all the creative processes happen that sometimes you don't have it, you don't feel good, and
this bring it back, I think.
Yeah, I do the same when I don't feel. I play the guitar. So the melodic stuff, I have plenty of experience, but sometimes I don't have like the mood. And yeah, I prefer like to look for new VSTs and see how to clean my mix. And
that's also another way. Yeah, look for new VSTs. I remember this as well. I was doing that a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, because there are a lot of new tools.
Yes.
A lot.
Yes. Yeah. Go in sample packs and check for other sounds and stuff like that, and get new ideas.
Yeah, well,
so the unlimited amounts of sample packs today, on samples and splice and stuff like that and everything. Wow.
Yeah, you have a lot.
No, it's so much information. It's definitely today not about resources. It's about you, about what you're doing, exactly. Well, how are you gonna put the stuff together? You need to be in control 100%, It's about this today. It's about not doing a concept, but not going suddenly and breaking the concept, or not, you know what I mean? Stay on the same line, know exactly what you're doing and everything.
Yeah, what do you think about, in the early days, it was very important to sign your music with the biggest labels. What do you think right now about independent artists versus launching your music in a label?
Well,
I know you have a label, but
yeah. Well, I'm still in favor of doing it in the big labels, because you get more attention, But if you don't get there, you can always release individually, Clearly, when you're bigger and you don't want to split, a percentage to the label, it's not everybody take today 50% or something like that. There is also other percentages, stuff like that, of your music. Then you're big and you can do your own label. Then you get 100% for you. For sure, man. But when you are young, you need that label. And if that label bring more than just releasing your track, then it's better. With me in X7M, I'm also, I'm taking a track, but I'm telling to the artist exactly what I want him to fix. I feedback him. I master it. I solving his problems of the sound. If I want a track, I'm doing a lot of things with the track. So with me, the extras are amazing for a young artist, And And that's the most important thing. I see in other labels, even big ones, they just want the track mastered already, with the cover already.
Oh yeah.
And they just
Yeah, you send everything. Like here's the mastering, the cover page, thumbnail,
with me,
video.
With me, no man. Fix this. Too much harshness here. Do some kind of EQ. I show you what EQ to do. Put some sidechain here. Do some Bring me the stems, kick, bass, and track on top, so I can mix it. Sometimes kick, bass, and track. If there is problems that I'm detecting, I'm actually doing an effort for the release sometime. You know what I mean? I'm making the track better, 100%. If I see something which is good and I like, I can go one step further with myself. Spend that time. It's not my music. I'm not written in the credit. But in the sake of the music, and as a good favor for the artist, I'm doing it. And people like it. They like the results, you know. But it doesn't happen so many times, that's for sure. Because you really need to see that result, first of all, that you can fix it. It's just a matter of sound to fix here, and then you can release it. There's not a lot of things like that. But when it happens, it happens. Last guy that was like that is a new guy in X-NOIZE, Story of Light. It ended up signing the guy, you know, signing the guy because his second release was now just about a week or two. I like the style of he sent me a track. I was like, wow, I like it, you know, but I need to kick bass separately so I can fix it. I know what's the problem. And he sent me kick, bass, and track on top. And I mix it again for him. I fix it and another few remarks, few feedbacks, and the track was a bomb. I was so happy. I was so happy for him. I was so happy for the music. I still like to do things just for the sake of the music, man. To save tracks, you know, for the sake of the music. It's like you hear something good and it bothers you that the production is not complete, you know? I don't know why I'm like that, man, but I'm like that.
You like it, what you do. You like the music.
I'm like that. I'm like that. I like to fix things.
You're an engineer, man.
Yeah. And it bothers me when it doesn't sit. You know what I mean? Like something doesn't sit for me, you know? And he liked so much the work I did. And he saw the result. And suddenly you have so many streams on one track. It's like, he released before a few tracks. It's like, okay, I want to be in X-NOIZE. You know? So, yeah. So he's in X-NOIZE now, and he started his way, and I think he's super happy, you know? Because he have this kind of feedback and everything, you know? So it's a few of the people that are there, they're really happy because they get what they need. They get the support that they need. It's so important, you know, to have a feedback guy, you know? So important. Yeah, especially for young artists, yeah.
I think all artists, I think it's very difficult to get feedback because sometimes you share a track to friends and they answer you, it's a killer track. But it's very, on my point of view, it's very difficult to people tell you that, no, this is crap. Because they're afraid of you taking it personal.
I'm doing that. I cannot lie. I'm a straightforward guy. I don't have any kind of like, I'm saying the truth in the face. You know? Some people get really offended, some people not. I think like I'm losing 5% of the people that are getting feedback from me. Like sometimes get really finishing wrong, you know? So just saying my opinion, you know? And that's it. I cannot hide it. It's like you cannot lie, man. Simple as that. I cannot lie. Yeah. But I have lots of guys that work with me which are not also in X-NOIZE, you know? Working, big guys even, you know? And they pay me money for my feedbacks, you know? That's part of the jobs that I'm doing. Yeah. It's part of, this is what I am. I'm a mentor in a way, you know? People like what I'm saying about the track. I'm not gonna say so many names, okay? But
Sure.
I'm not gonna say so many names, but he's a guy which is performing every week, and he's really good in Brazil, and he's just doing a track with another guy, and it's like, and I heard the track and I said that, man, that sounds really, that's going to a right direction. If I were you, I was doing this style, and I show him a track of another guy that did some kind of, and I wanted to do it in my track, but it's not my style, you know what I mean? So it's a waste of an idea, because I saw something so good on that track, and I said, like, I'm gonna pass him this idea. Try this. Try to do this kind of thing in your own thing, in your own style. And he did it, and he said, like, fuck, man, you were right. It's so fit for the track. You did it again. I said, right, I did it again. You nailed it again. You know what to do exactly on the track. So, like, okay, then. That's what he's paid me for. You know what I mean? I knew exactly what to do in that track, and I told him, it's not only sound. Sometimes it's direction. Sometimes it's idea. Sometimes, you need the person that really listens to your music. And he's a serious guy. A guy that have a good opinion. That's it. You have it in all the market, in all the other. There's no need to be shy on that. There's like, everybody have like, consulting. In the politics and everything, there is consulting. The people pay money for consulting.
Yeah.
Knowledge is information. Experience is information. It's money. That's money. That's worth money. So that's what I'm doing, and I'm doing mastering, and I'm doing running the label, and I'm doing the music. Most of the music now of X-NOIZE has been done by Barak. That taking a lot of pressure out of me to control two styles. If you're controlling two styles, it's a mess. You need to be super concentrated in one style. So he's more concentrated in the X-NOIZE, Space Noise tracks, and I'm more concentrated in MAJOR7. And but I'm mixing the tracks of the Space Noise. I'm putting my input if I need to put inside. Getting the stems, putting my input, cutting, deleting, cleaning. As much as I can, as much as I could be a part of the track, I like to be a part of the track. But the writing process and the idea on X-NOIZE tracks today is with Barak. And I like it, man. Like it so much. Yeah. So, yeah, I have lots of things to do, It's unlimited stuff to do, so I'm doing it all the time.
You're a really busy guy.
Yeah. Super, man. I'm super busy. I'm going like, there's people asking me why it's like that. Why are you still awake, I'm going to sleep like in 1 o'clock, at night. I'm waking up at 6:30, Sometimes 1:30 and 6:30. I wake up to bring the kids to school, man. So, go to the gym. So sometimes I'm getting a good nap in the noon. But, man, I'm sleeping 4 or 5 hours. 5 hours, man. Not 8 hours. Just busy guy.
Yeah, you have a lot on your plate, but I think you like what you do.
Yeah.
Everything is related to music. So you make music, you distribute music, mix music, market music.
Yeah.
So yeah, when you started a long time ago, you have plenty of experience, and you're happy what you're doing. And
yeah, if you can manage to have a career from it, even though the corona hits, and now there is a drop of how many parties there is, the amount of parties got cut for long. The techno is killing us. The psytrance people, killing us completely. Techno is taking a lot of crowd from us, and mainly taking the fashion. The fashion is with the techno now. So in these times, but it's a great time for new artists to come. By the way, there is a minus, there is a plus. You know what I mean? For every time. So yeah, there's some kind of like it's kind of like people with the financial situation going to only big parties. Happen here in Mexico now, isn't it? People waiting for a big party with few artists internationals to go to a party, and the small parties just like collapse. Cannot handle. There's no more small parties, So So the scene gets shrink. You know, people waiting for that festival, and the scene gets shrink. Simple as that. But when the music is in the fashion, there's so many parties and people like to go all the time to the parties. With that music, wow, yes. You know, it's just about it, you know. That's what we're experiencing now, I think. But being occupied with other stuff as work, you know, is keeping me occupied and keeping me on top all the time. So everything's going to be okay.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah.
You're a working guy, so you have a lot of stuff. So.
Yeah. It's like, especially in the Corona time, you have to think about what to do, you know. You have to do money from streaming. If you don't do money from streaming, it's a problem. You have to do money because shows are gone in the Corona time. So what are you going to live for? From what? Where's the money come from? Some people got teaching, some people, you know what I mean? I had those things, the label, my group of artists, my mentoring. So I had these things, you know, and it got stronger. I made them stronger in the Corona time, even more. Even the studying, the X-NOIZE studio session site, people buying courses and experiencing they see the bass station, ground bass and bass canon, or me and bass canon teaching how to do sounds. I need to put more stuff, new stuff, of course.
Yeah. I'm going to start it with...
You're going to show me how to do it without setup, man, because, I had a bad computer, old computer, and I didn't... but now I have a new computer, so I can actually put a lot of program on it. It's not going to crash, you know?
Yeah, I can teach you I learned for podcasting, but it works for everything.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think that Corona was very complex for a lot of artists.
Super.
More if you are only used to get money from the gigs and for other income. Yeah, it was less, but at least you can survive. Yeah, but it's nice that you have all the courses. I didn't know that. I know you as an artist, but if we don't have this chat, I don't know like all the stuff you do, and I will be more than glad to share to all the people that see the podcast, know yourself, know all your career, all your experience, and all the services, because I get a lot of questions like, hey, where I can launch my music, where I can mix my music, where I can master my music. So you're...
Yeah, but, you're going to get... a lot of people see this and then they say, we're going to send it to Bolen. I'm listening to everything. 100%. There's no way I'm not listening. So it's low, I'm listening to everything, but sometimes it takes about 10 seconds to understand that you don't have any interest whatsoever in the track. You know, you don't need to listen to 6-7 minutes. In 10-15 seconds, you can understand where you are, you know. Because the production, let's say, is poor. And it's like, okay, the guy's not there, you know. Or, you know, but if something catch my ear, definitely I'm going to listen to it. Even twice, 3 times. And I know exactly what to do and answer. And I'm answering to a lot of people as well. Some people just like, it's not fit to the style of the label. Just this is the answer. Some people are like, I'm answering as a demo, something more like fit just for that, you know, a feedback. It's important to me so people will get the answer. I know how is it when you don't get an answer. You send a demo and you don't get an answer. You know, you don't know where you are. I know the situation that the artist is, you know, you want to get an answer. So, yeah, sometimes it takes a week, sometimes it takes 10 days, 15 days, but then I answer, you know. I need to find the right time and the right mode to listen to new stuff. And then I answer, but a lot of them don't get to be a release, man. 95% of them don't get to be a release. This is the truth, man. 95%. But there is some guys that, yes. This is the reality, man. I mean, like, and also mastering. I don't master everybody that come to me. I'm not missing work of mastering, man. You know, every day I can occupy myself with 3-4 masters, 3 masters even, a day, if I want. you know, but it's just like, it's becoming a machine. I don't want to become a machine, just technical mastering all the time. Then you're taking down you need to have a balance also. You need to sit with your music as well. You know what I mean? You need to have a balance. It's hard to explain, man. It's when you're doing mastering, you're doing a lot of technical work. Okay? Just sound. You finish a master, you want to work on your track. It's a different thing. You know what I mean? Like, you need to come to the creative area, but you don't have any creative kind of like mode. You know what I mean? It's shut you down. Shut you down, man. So I'm doing days that I don't do mastering and I'm doing my track, and I'm doing days that I'm doing just mastering, you know? So that's why. But thanks God, I have a lot of work also in mastering, so. But I'm not taking everybody, because if it's too much messy, it's going to take so much effort. And a lot of money for the other guy that want this, you know? So I don't want to. Just don't want to get there.
I understand. Yeah, when you get too technical, and also your ears get, because you're listening and listening and listening. It's hard music, and yeah, it's different when you're making something new that you have like a low volume and you take the synth and the VSTs or the keyboard and you start like.
But most of the master, man, you're in low volume. Most of the mastering I'm working on low volume. Just the end you have to push. Yeah. Just the end you have to really listen to it when it's really high. There's no way that you can pass a track without listening to it high.
Yeah.
You need to actually feel it for the last touch, you know? You have to feel it high. This is where you close the door of the studio and then blast it compared to another track or something like that and feel it. I learned this a lot from Domestic, you know, when I was X-NOIZE. I came to mastering with Domestic, and it's a great teacher. And I learned a lot. And also over there, I remember this now that I'm talking about it. We were working in a moderate volume, but in the end, blasted with the volume at the end. Yeah, of course. You have to in the end. Yeah, but if there's so much work on a guide, everything, fix my track, please. I'm gonna send you the stamps. Yeah, you can do a lot. You can do a lot of money. Let's say, I don't know, but I don't want to get inside of it. So much work and it's not ready yet. Better that I'm gonna let him go to do sound better and then come back. You know, something like that. Throw him some feedback about what to do, and then listen to it again. And then when it's ready, maybe we can do it. Maybe not.
Yeah, I think the feedback is important. If you take the time to tell him, hey, work on your sound, your mix, clean, I don't know. It makes a lot of sense. Yeah, but it's good that you give the advice or with a cost, but sometimes it's very difficult to get an advice from somebody. Even producers and friends, not everybody tells you like...
Yeah, a lot of people also say it's killer, yeah? Raise the hand.
Yeah, I get that. I have I talk to a lot of Mexican, Israel, Brazilian producers. I send a track, and yeah, they're killer, bro. Fucking the best I ever heard. But I never like, hey, this is this. It's very small people that tell you like, yeah. And a good answer is this is a Spotify track or this is a dance floor track.
Wow. That's a lot of people that can say in a second, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but that's a good feedback. Like,
it is, actually. You're right. It is. Sometimes you don't know, an artist doesn't know where you are, where he is, you know what I mean? Like, he did a song, but he think he's going to blast and stuff like that. And no, but it's a Spotify track more, you know? It's more for listening, and it's not going to do you know already from experience that if you're going to drop something like that, it's not going to work. So you share with him this feedback. What are you going to do with it? I don't know.
Yeah, but it's important, the feedback.
I have the same problem myself on my own music. That's the truth. Sometimes you're doing something and you go with it, with the vocal, you know. And then I just had a track with a famous singer. She's singing in big productions and stuff like that. I had the chance to get her vocal. The vocal is amazing. I did a track, but the track goes to Spotify star. I want it to be so much like also something that we can all rock with it, But she just forced me, the vocal forced me, you know what I mean? To go to that way. I couldn't make it happen, and I got so annoyed from that. When I finished it, I sent to a guy that I know that he's going to tell me the truth in the face. He said, like, Spotify. Oh, it's like, again, another track I put on the side, because I wanted to do it like, I would find a way, the formula, to take her to be like a little bit more, so I can play her as well, you know what I mean? Like, it's so hard to play just a Spotify track. And you have a long set, you can drop one, It break down the vibe. I'm doing it also here in Mexico City for sure. I will put the track with Ranji, which is like half-half. And I will put even Vicious Game, which is like really Spotify. But people really know it already. Like, I don't know how many there is already on it. Like 2 million? I don't know, 3 million? I don't know how many streaming there is on it. I think already like coming 3 million soon. I don't know. So people know it already. It's sitting on the top of MAJOR7 on the playlist for a long time, You cannot play it. Come on, play it. Everybody walking down, feeling, okay, let's play it, man. So for me, if I'm taking a long set of 1.5 hours, it have to be inside.
Sure.
1 hour, no way. It's not entering nearly, sometimes maybe, but it cannot enter, you know what I mean? Okay, I enter, but like a 1 minute or something. It's still one of the most streaming track you have now. You know what I mean? So you have to play it. There is Spotify and there is dancing tracks in Psytrance. Yeah. This is where we are. Yeah. You can make them both. It's like boom.
No, that's
the boom. Yeah. There's not a lot of like that, right?
No. No, there are a lot of tracks that you recognize and you like it to hear on the car, on your studio, while you're making something else, doing the artwork, and you put Psytrance, just the way you're working. And there are tracks that you know that they're going to blast the dance floor. People drinking on the restaurant, they're going to run to the dance floor.
Yeah. There's the Psytrance vibe inside, you know what I mean? It's necessary. Some people lose the touch of the Psytrance vibe inside. And it's a shame because then it's too much EDM, and then it's like going to a different way. I don't like that in my label, for example. A lot of people get amazed that I'm telling them no for a track that is very much, sounds like a hit, I tell them, no, it's too much EDM, it's too much EDM style. There's also the color of the label, And the funny thing is, if a person from the underground will hear it, they will not gonna make a difference for him. This track or this track. You know what I mean? If you take, for example, I don't know, some guy, let's take Freedom Fighters. He will listen to this track and to the track that I'm saying that it's too much EDM, and for him it's the same. You know what I mean? Because the distance from him to there is big. So when there is a small distance between this track and this track, it's the same for him. You know what I mean? But if you're standing where I'm standing and you're taking this track a little bit more EDM, then it's a big step for me. You know what I mean? So it's just perspective, And sometimes I'm getting too much EDM style and it sounds to me like, nah, that's not the style of the label. You need to be strong with the style of the label as well. You cannot break the label style. You have what you have, you know what you're doing, You cannot just like putting stuff that is like too commercial, let's say, you know what I mean? And what is another thing is that the Psytrance related tracks, they're streaming different from tracks that are more Spotify tracks, isn't it? Or EDM style tracks. They're streaming different. They could be a huge hit, but they're not going to be millions. You know what I mean? Happens to me a lot, by the way. It could be a big track. Everybody appreciate it. Last one I did, like Remix to Meditation, one of the last ones. Remix to Vegas. Get that. So everybody knows this one. Yeah? It's a big hit, everybody playing it, blah, 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 okay, great. But he's not doing millions. He's not doing millions, you know what I mean, in Spotify. Because Spotify is more to people who want to listen to music. And the profile that is working the best is the style of songs, soft music, that working streaming better. Yeah. I don't know if the crowd knows that, you know what I mean? But the artist knows that, you know, that's for sure. Same as there is a profile for tracks that are selling better for Beatport, for example, or better in YouTube, whatever. There is a profile for everything, you know. So yeah.
Yeah, there are different markets. Spotify is more commercial music. People that are releasing the music. You want to be big and Beatport, you make music for DJs so they can play it.
There is a point that you get that you are very big and you have a lot of fans or something like that, and then your tracks are Spotify strong as well. It's also related to this as well, of course. But if we take the, let's say, without the effect of the social media so much, track that related more to psytrance are less streaming, of course, than tracks that related more to songs, vocals, and stuff like that. Yeah, that more like progressive style, relax and stuff like that. Lots of names of we know, you know, that doing this. Streaming is a very important part for the artist as well, you know. But for me, it's not about just the money or stuff like that. For me, it's about doing music, you know. In songs, you can do much more music than in psytrance. You agree with me? Sure. I mean, like in psytrance, there's a limitation of how melodic you can get, you know. If you're too melodic, you're losing it, you know. So you have to stay on the same bass line, sometimes not move so much the bass line and stuff like that, and that limits you. But in songs, you can go anywhere you want. You can go with the chords, change of bass all the time. To have the different change of notes in the bass is a must. It's impossible to have it on one note. So for me, it feels much better doing music, you know, sometimes. Sometimes it feels much better to just do a good psytrance track to kill it. Yeah. Strong one, energetic one. But in the Corona time, you're sitting a house doing a lot of songs. Doing a lot of songs because you want to get chill, you know, you want to get like the things on the hand, you know, the air standing on the hand, you know. Yeah. That's what make it to you a lot. Because the music, the melody, and yeah, of course. For me, it was I was a person that didn't come and play on piano before, stuff like that. So I learned in the hard way to do music, you know. Today my ear is very progressed and I can listen to a tiny, small movement in the tone, you know, but it took a while, man. It took years, man. Yeah. So I like to experience new chords and stuff. The movement in the track of the music.
Yeah, music it's a great path. You have been around 25 years? More or less?
I think I started to produce in 2002. Yeah.
Oh, 21 years.
21 years.
21 years, but as a DJ, like...
A DJ before, yeah.
Yeah, 5 years. You've been into the scene for 26 years, so you have plenty of experience. You know how to control.
But just in the last... today I can say that on the pitch thing, you know, on the music, it wasn't hard road. It wasn't so easy for me. It was a hard road for me, you know. I was missing some stuff, elementary, like, you know. I didn't took any lessons, stuff like that. I learned everything by myself. But your ear getting better and better and better and better. And today, you can hear the tune, 15, 20 cents, you know, and you amaze yourself. Oh my God, it's tuning, I think, you know. I think it's like 20 cents. Wow, it's 20 cents. Jesus, man, what the fuck? Where I was before with this, you know what I mean? You know, I was like, and sometimes I say to a guy as a feedback, take it down like about 35 cents. And he's in shock. What? You know, like looking at me like, and then he goes, he do it, yeah, it sounds better. You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy how you get to that accuracy, but just doing music, isn't it? Like, so thinking about doing a song with all the vocal and stuff like that, and the movement of the vocal, and it requires it. And you know what? The funny thing is that you can still find people that even better than you.
Always.
It's like, what? It's like, what? How did you hear that? It's like, you know? And then it's crazy. It's crazy. It's shocking you. It's shocking you all the time, you know? Like, you still have things to learn. It's unbelievable. You still can be better, you know? All the time. It's amazing.
Yeah, all the big names, they're always working. Yeah, people think that, okay, you made it, you play in big festivals, you're done now. You need to keep. And
the strange thing about it, man, is like if you become very strong in pitching and everything in the music, then your music is easily mixed much better. Because if things are sitting on the tone, you know, then you require less to mix, just sitting correct, you know. The problems occur when things are not sitting on the tone exactly, you know? And then you need to do some EQs and stuff like that, and you move it without even noticing. You move the pitch a little bit, you know? You're doing some EQ, and the tone moves a little bit. You're doing some kind of effect like that, and you do. So people handling it without even knowing sometimes, but when you are really good on the pitch, then your mixing is amazing. And I know a guy which is like, for me, is like a maestro, you know, stuff like that. He was never a good sound man, but he's super pitch correct. This guy's like, wow. But when you write something, you don't need to mix it so much. It sounds naturally so good. Because the pitch is so correct, you know. So it's just important. And you reach to that point after a lot of time of experience, for sure.
Talking about pitching, I want to be a little bit more technical because a lot of music producers here did this. What do you think about pitching on the same note, the kick and the bass, the first note?
Yeah, a lot of people ask me this as well. It works, but I prefer that the kick will be in a different, to close a chord with the bass.
Yeah, because regularly is in C.
So let's take a note. Let's take the normal note that people do that, by the way, is G. The common, a lot of people come with me mastering with the G kick and the G bass, for example, because 50 hertz.
Yeah.
49.8 hertz.
More specific.
To be more specific, yeah. So when the kick and the bass are sitting on 50 hertz and it sounds boosting in 50 hertz, the studio sounds amazing, you know, like, but actually you have a bass only in one point. And that's a problem. You have bass in one note, in one point in the track. And that's a problem. That makes your track fat, look like fat, but it's not fat. It's a boosting in one point. The second point is 100, and it's a problematic, it's a second octave. It's problematic completely. People like the 100 down more. If you don't want to hear that from the kick, you know? So what about the frequency between the 50 and the 100? What are you going to do about them? You know? So if the kick was in a different note, let's say G, and you fix it with a D kick or with the E kick, or it depends on the scale that you're doing, yeah?
Yeah.
Depends on the scale. So if it's a majoric scale or minoric scale, you know, usually they do minoric. It could be A sharp. Can be a bass in 50 and an A sharp kick. Could be also, you know, which is great because like 66, 67, I don't know, whatever, something like that, yeah. 55 is A, so about 60 something, yeah. So you have the 60 now in the 50. Better, you know. So to have it in a different note is better, I think. But you can always mix it if the kick is big enough and have these frequencies, because the bass you cannot get those frequencies. Yeah, the bass is doing the bass in the note. So if the kick is wide enough, you can actually take down a little bit the kick on the 50, make the bass go there, make some room for the bass to go out, and emphasize other frequencies, you know. But usually it's better to have the kick at a different frequency, for sure. It's gonna be less work. Sounds better without problem, you know.
Just to be on the same chord. Yeah. I say that there's a lot of debate between having the same note on the kick and the bass. There are a lot of sight-dance tracks that have only one note in the bass, and they keep the same one, and it feels very punchy. But I want to know your point of view.
It depends on the size of the kick. You know, in one sentence, it depends on the size of the kick. But I prefer always to have the kick in a different note. It's also closing more harmony in the track, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, the pinch also the kick also have a tone, you know, and it have the bass in the end, you know. So you have two notes of bass. It's closing the chord. It's much more rich, I think.
Yeah, it's more harmonic and
yes,
best vibe. But it depends on the track. If you want to make it very serious, maybe you keep the kick and the bass on the same, and then you put like all the leads or the subs or the 303s, so we give the harmony. But yeah, I want to know your point of view, because they ask me what do you do, and I do sometimes, depending on the track, the same note or on the same chord, but keep it on the same chord.
Keep it on the chord is better, but choose the right chord. G and F work together well. For example, a G bass and an F kick. Amazing. One of the most lethal weapon ever. Because the F, you have like the 45. So you got a little bit of the 40 as well. You sound so fat. You got a bit of a 40 from the 40 hertz on the analyzer from the kick. And then you got the main frequency of the psytrance from the bass and from the kick together. Great. I prefer it on the A sharp kick, for example. F kick instead of an A sharp kick, because the A sharp kick is high, so the bass is like taking the control of the. I like to have the kick in control. You know what I mean? If the kick is the one that says the last word, means the one that is in the analyzer more in the left, then the kick is the owner of the house. He's more fat. He's the fucking dono. Yeah? Dono de casa.
Yeah.
It is. So when the kick is in control, the track is in control. When the bass is in control, you know, it's a different style of track. It's very hard, I think. For power, it's less good, I think. More powerful to have the kick in control.
Yeah, I think this is a good advice, because nobody states how to put.
Yeah, definitely I prefer a kick in a F or a E or a D sharp or a D and instead of A sharp, which is high, you know? Definitely.
You will have a click and.
Yeah. But I saw some really killer tracks also with it. I don't. It depends. Everything's.
Yeah, it depends. But if you look in the internet, they say, okay, melodic scale or major or minor or the major modes, but they never state, well, at least I never seen, like, okay, if your track is going to be an A melodic scale, you need to take the kick on this and the bass on this. The kick is, I feel like everybody forgets about him, because you see, you make the melody for the bass and the chords, but the kick, nobody said like, okay, this is like a recommendation for GNF for having like a killer one. So I wanted to have like your point of view on pitching.
Psytrance, it matters more than other genres, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, because I've seen a lot of kicks in C, E, D.
In techno, you see a lot of kicks in very high notes. Yeah, like in high notes. Yeah, I'm mixing a lot of techno, and I see a lot of things, man, which is different.
Yeah,
from Psytrance.
Yeah, I one time I do a techno track, but I use a Psytrance kick, and it sounds like very different.
Yeah, there is some. We're better in production than techno guys. Okay, We can say that, you know. We are more investing in sound than in techno guys.
Yeah, we're used to 100 channels.
Not about that, man. Not about that. We're more accurate. We're getting to Psytrance require accuracy because of the high BPM than techno track. And there's no forgiveness for mistakes. You know what I mean? If it doesn't sit or, you know, it doesn't sound good in Psytrance. And in techno, it can be loose. It can have mistakes. It can have boosts. It can have... Sometimes when it's too accurate, it sounds without soul. You know? Actually, it's crazy sometimes. In the start, when I did mastering and mixing for techno, I was too good, in a way. Let's say, you can say too good, you know, because you did it too much. And then people tell me, it's too much. It's too much accurate. You know?
It sounds very clean, no?
It's too much accurate. Yeah, exactly. I want some
balagan.
Do some loose things over there, you know. So that's exactly, you need to spot what is loose and that give a feel and what is not giving a feel to the track. You know, what is just bothering, destroying you. And leave that thing with the feel inside. That feel of, like, with the groove, give you the groove. It doesn't sit the loop, but it's amazing. It doesn't sit that bass over there, but it's okay, you know. You have to really know what you're doing in the techno, in the mastering. But in Psytrance, there's no fucking mercy, man. There's no mercy. Doesn't sit? Sounds shit. You know? So we're so accurate. We are becoming a better producers in a way. More accurate producers. We're working harder to get a good result. That's for sure. That a guy that doing Psytrance can do easily techno. If you're just gonna put himself to listen to tracks and he can do a killer techno. A guy from techno to do Psytrance, wait. That could be a big failure. He's not gonna nail it so fast, you know? But a guy from Psytrance that goes to do techno, he can do techno. He have all the, he knows the work, he knows very much putting a lot of effort in the mix. A lot. Yeah, we're working harder for the same result. In the end, same result is music. Yeah. That's the life of producer of Psytrance.
Always trying to get better and better and better, sound better.
No, I mean, like, you know, look at there is people that were before you and they shaped the sound of the scene and everything. And they are the flags of what artists are leading, you know. And you can hear a track of them. It's very much accurate. Very much sound is wow, you know. The level of execution is there, you know. But in techno, there's a lot of tracks that sounds really bad.
Yeah, and they're very famous.
And they are very famous.
Yeah, there are some when I try to learn melodic techno is now like a lot, and I put in Beatport some tracks, and for me some tracks were like very like tripping the kick and the bass, and I was like, why is it sounding like that?
Yeah,
because it make me noise, and I put in my monitors. I don't like the noise. It was like
definitely when you're coming from Psytrance, you can see this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, bleeding the kick and bleeding bass.
Yes, too long kick, bass that linger to the bass.
Yeah,
linger to the bass, touching to the kick, bass that linger to the kick, and then it touching the kick, and then creating some kind of boost and stuff like that. Things that very common, you know. Loops that not sitting exactly, like you think that if it happens in Psytrance, the guy just didn't work enough. But here, that's the way it is, you know. And mistakes, other mistakes, you know, small mistakes here, small mistakes there, you know. But the mistake sounds good. The mistake sounds good. Give some character to the track in a way, because in that BPM and in that style of music, it contributes to the general feeling. It helps to feel the track better, you know. It's like Adele, let's say, you know, Adele,
yeah, sure,
the singer,
yeah, killer singer.
Well, I heard she sing without autotune, and then she detuning a little bit, sometimes. But it sounds so fucking killer. She have this kind of like that 20, 30 cents sometimes, And when I hear a track of her, I can listen to that, And I thought I was like dreaming. What's wrong with my ear? And then I saw a guy talk about this. That she is one of the singers that don't want autotune on her voice. And that contributes to the feel of the track. Simple as that. So it's made from choice, you know what I mean? Simple as that, made from choice.
Yeah, well, she's a killer singer as she can...
The level of execution is amazing, and that a little bit of the tuning that she sometimes have here and there make you feel that it's very much alive, different. Back in the days, like when you hear Led Zeppelin or Beatles back in the day or whatever, you know what I mean? We're missing that original feel, you know what I mean? We're missing that. So much technology sometimes taking down the soul from the tracks.
Yeah, too much AI, analysis and cutting and cleaning, noise gating and everything.
People needed something more real.
Yeah, I completely understand. Well, I'm impressed with all your career and all your experience, and I don't want to get so much long.
How long we already talked?
Around 1 hour and 40, something like that. Yeah. Well, we have
Well, you need to translate everything to Spanish, but it's gonna deal.
Yeah. I will use AI for subtitles and then hear it again and just like make the corrections.
AI for that?
Yeah. I'm impressed with AI. I use it. There's I was saying VST, like a plugin.
Yeah.
For podcast editing. Yeah. But since I'm a music producer, I get all the audio and then I take it to Logic. I clean out everything and then I have a UAD, so I put the Pultec and I master it with the Ozone. And then I exported the audio, a master, and then I take it to Premiere. I do the sequence, because there's an AI when you use the two microphones separately, but I like to make the mix on Logic because this is the program that I can use and I dominate. But there's AI that you can take it to Audition and whatever. But I prefer, as a music producer, I want the audio sounds killer, like very clear, very crisp. Maybe on the audio I'm not so into the AI, but I use maybe for the color correction and everything. Maybe I run presets on Premiere.
I wonder what's gonna be with AI with music.
Yeah, I've seen that there's some AI that makes music when you...
No, I'm talking about this fucking that's bullshit. You know what I mean? Like fuck it. I'm talking about when AI is gonna enter to the programs. That's what I'm talking about. The next step will be that AI gonna be inside of Cubase, let's say.
Imagine.
Yeah. So that will be something different because you would tell her, for example, I want chords of this or like that, and it will do you. You don't have to have any kind of you don't need to open a book or open some kind of thing that would be a very big tool, for example. But also a lot of things will sound a little bit more generic, instead of sounding more original.
Yeah, I've seen some MIDI generators where you state, okay, make me a chord progression, an A, and they made a chord progression. And you draw the MIDI into a VST, 0. And then, okay, make me a path. But what I see, it makes a path only for the natural code. But it doesn't add the 7, the 9, the 11 that makes like the...
This can get better, of course.
Yeah,
this can get better. That's the thing, man. And wow, it's crazy. So what? You're going to be just a technician that activate AI? It's going to be like, wow. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think it maybe at least in artists, I think the feeling is very important because you can recognize the feeling of the track. everybody knows how to play piano, but if you make something special, a movement, pitch bend, whatever, when you play it, you feel that humanized. Because you can. I'm a musician. I know how to play piano and guitar, whatever. Sometimes I play the piano and I use Logic, and you can put humanize. And yeah, maybe the force of the bend of the pressure
Crescendo.
Yeah, the crescendo can move it.
Yeah.
But I think nothing can compare, at least in the guitar, when you make a bending, that feeling. I think maybe because how are you going to explain it? Maybe like, okay, make a lead like Ananda Sheikh style. I will be creative. I hear something
By taking a lot of examples, from the market, from the internet. Yeah. Wow. And then using it as let's see what the world will bring.
Yeah, we can talk in a few years.
And we see this interview talking about AI when AI is already there. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, it will be great to after have a second part and talk about what's new for you. Yeah, but Bonen, I want to thank you for
You're welcome, man.
for your time, for your experience. This was
Fun.
Thanks. It was a masterclass. Please share all your network, social media, so people can follow you.
Well, you know where to find me. Just like MAJOR7 X-NOIZE in Instagram, and sometimes in Facebook. When we post in Facebook's become like old news, isn't it?
Yeah.
But it's still a lot of people over there, yeah. And Spotify, of course, and listen to the new stuff of Space-NOIZE. We're gonna release now new stuff, so it's gonna be great. Which is X-NOIZE and Space Cat together.
Wow, killer, Space Cat.
Yeah. Space-NOIZE. It's X-NOIZE and Space Cat. Yeah. So we have lots of music coming together now, new releases, and yeah, MAJOR7 and full rise on top of it, like killer releases ahead. So it's gonna be nice. And catch you in Mexico in the gigs, man. Come to support, come to have fun, come to enjoy. It's a beautiful day in Mexico, isn't it?
Yeah, it's
Sunny and we're sweating here, actually.
Yeah, it's very hot. Well, you're going to Dunas de Bilbao, to Torreón. That's like the desert, so it's going to be like very hot.
Yes, the Dunas.
Yeah, it's a killer place. I played there last year.
Yeah.
Killer. It's a killer place to play.
That not bothers me. It bothers me to go after that with the car and 5.5 hours to Chihuahua from there.
Wow, you're driving to Chihuahua from there.
Because there's Hugo with me.
Oh, okay.
Interactive Noise. He's coming with me from the... So it's like 2 people to buy flights that cost like so much money. Torreón, Mexico, Chihuahua. So I think we're going to arrange a car. He's still on it. We didn't have an answer, but I think it's going to be a car, man. So it's 5.5 hours of the car.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah, because but you can fly to Torreón from Mexico City, but for Chihuahua, I think you need to come to Mexico City and then fly to Torreón.
Torreón, Mexico, Chihuahua, yeah.
Yeah, that's a big issue.
And only on Mexico and only expensive flights. And so make it easy for the promoter. I agree to go on a car. Let's see what's going to happen.
Yeah, that part is going to be killer. A lot of people goes over there. It's a killer venue. It's killer.
Yeah.
See, like you feel like you know Mexico very well.
Mm-hmm.
When you play there, you feel you're in another country.
Wow.
Really.
All right.
Yeah, you will enjoy it.
I enjoy it.
Okay, well, everybody.
Yeah, let's have some tacos, man.
Yeah, for sure. Well, let me yala. let me change just to Spanish just to close the episode. Bueno, sigan a todos a Bonen, a Major Noise, MAJOR7 X-NOIZE en todas sus redes sociales. Escuchen todo en lo que trabaja. A todos los que vieron o escucharon este podcast, muchas gracias. Denle like y compártelo y nos vemos al siguiente capítulo. Hasta luego.